We invite number 6 to 9 to present their gifts. Number 6, please. We can find the truth in the pictures. If Mr. Sherman Kwong from a DP has conscience, that day in 2010, we would not have taken this historical picture. He entered the liaison office and betrayed his allies to give up on the referendum. So we have this for the Civic Party because they voted down the constitutional reform and they also supported the referendum. Let's use this book to encourage one another and remind ourselves never to enter into any discussion with liaison office. The DP went to the liaison office to have a discussion with the central authority. The liaison office in Western District does not have the power to decide on our constitutional reform according to the basic law. The central authority, as our government, and also the LegCo will have to decide on our constitutional system. If the liaison office does not have the power, why do you object to the rule of Hong Kong by Western District or by liaison office? You're slapping yourself in the face. Number 3, we say no to Western District ruling Hong Kong because we have to fight for our core values. Number 7, this is for Chai Lai-wan and Lam Mei-fan. Jesus Christ told us that we have to accept other children. We have to love other people's children. We should not forget the children who have been forgotten. So how come your children can be exempted from national education? What about other children in Hong Kong? I want to give you this blank piece of paper, asking them not to pollute the local children. We do not believe in a culture of smearing others and personal attacks. My child is in secondary school, so my child will not be exempted. Other than fighting for a betterment of our waterfront promenade, we have these 3 charters to benefit the public. The government needs to monitor public utilities to suppress any fee changes. We should reduce poverty rate and resolve intergenerational poverty. We should also set up this unemployment lending fund for the middle class so as to address their grievances. Please support us and support the 3 charters. Number 3, Lam Mei-fan, you talk so much, but it's useless. How can you convince the public that you are actually a supporter of the Western District? Number 2, Lam Mei-fan, the problem is not about your children, whether they are educated locally and receive national education. The problem is all the parents in Hong Kong do not want their children to be brainwashed. I have already responded many times. For schools, teachers, and parents who are not yet prepared, we should suspend the project and we should respect schools' autonomy. Number 4, Madam Leung, inside the LegCo, you have voted down many motions to help poor people. How can you convince us that you care about the poor? I will respond altogether later on. Number 2, how come Lam Mei-fan cannot say what Anna Wu has said? Why not withdraw the national education? I have responded many times. Suspend. Nothing to add. Number 9, Lam Mei-fan, I'm also a mother. Local mothers have to fight for the best school places and good milk formula. Are you happy that your son can be brainwashed? You're happy to see that? You do not represent the local mothers. You only represent the CCP. Lam Mei-fan, you're a Christian. Did you realize that 20% of the schools run by religious groups said that they would reject the national education? Concerning any brainwashing national education, I object. Actually, I have a letter from the Hong Kong Association of Heads of Secondary Schools. They clearly pointed out that they agree moral education and national education are very important to the local young people. On top of that, they said recently many people question the professionalism of local teachers and they feel very sad. And different stakeholders are now facing a lot of conflicts. They made it clear that concerning student strike, they are very upset about that. We do not say no to national education that allows people to understand more about China, but we do not support setting up a separate subject to brainwash the local students. Number 7, Cheng Lai-wan, you said the local parents are very upset. Is it because of your decision to support national education or what you have said? I don't know what you're saying. Many parents object to this. Are you saying this because your children are now grown up? Number 6, last year the government launched the teaching guidance for national education. Inside the education panel, I have spoken repeatedly asking the government to withdraw that guidance. Today we're talking about national education, right? Cheng Min-kwong, you know very well. 4 years ago, when you were running for Legislative election, you asked the government to step up their efforts on national education. Today, you're explaining that to be something to allow people to know more about China. When the guidance came out, we wrote a very long document to the Education Bureau. Today, you asked them to withdraw. What about during the consultation period, Cheng Min-kwong? You didn't come out and tell them to withdraw. We were both members of the panel. Actually, from the very beginning and every step of the way, I asked the government to withdraw national education subject. What you're saying is not true. We should cancel the 3-year launch period of national education. I don't want to waste my time on dwelling on this. You're telling students to go on a strike and teachers going on a strike, and now you are making a U-turn. The students from scholarism are very offended by you. You cannot be so undecisive. You have to be consistent. Anyone else? Number 9. As we can see that I'm wearing this vest. This is actually from the workmen on the Kai-tak development site. I now give it to everyone in Hong Kong to resist mainlandization. We have to stand firm and protect our spirit and values so that Hong Kong mothers should not be discriminated upon when they want to purchase baby formula. We have to say no to mainlandization. Perhaps we are not used to some way of life in the mainland, but the fate of mainland China and Hong Kong are well connected. We're like the same family. So, Claudia Mo, are you being a bad loser? You just want the economic support from the mainland, but you don't want other things? And is it not dividing up Hong Kong? No, I'm not trying to divide Hong Kong. I have already made it clear. One of the deepest conflicts is that the CCP are really pushing beyond the boundaries on different levels. You talked about mainland China supporting our economic development. You're wrong. If they don't support us, how can we grow up? Actually, we had very good life in the past. C.Y. Leung should not call Hong Kong a special administrative region among the special regions. We are losing our territory. There's nowhere for us to go. No food for the people. No place to go shopping. We're losing everything. You're criticizing Claudia Mo. Do you realize that if you return more pro-government camp members into LegCo and they will endorse Article 23 and will be arrested by expressing our views? I want to respond to number 1. If we are being mainlandized, wouldn't that affect our culture, constitutional reform, freedom, and democracy? I can accept the culture of the mainland coming to Hong Kong on a gradual basis, but it shouldn't be launched by the government. The mainland economy is very strong. We can leverage on that to promote our own economic growth. Number 1, this is being officially launched. What about the NT-Northeast? It's still a controversy. Number 7, if you say so, I can tell you. 5 generations of my family have been living in Hong Kong. If you keep talking about the economy, I'm not here to enjoy it. I'm running for this election for the next generations. You're a doctor. How can you betray your conscience for money? Number 9, I'm very worried. Someone said that we are introducing the mainland culture to Hong Kong. Well, doctor, what kind of culture are you talking about? Number 5, I think instead of just reading books, we should go see the world. Our young people can go up to mainland China to have a look. You can see the bad things or the good things at the same time, but you have to make the trip yourself so that you can have true experience and judgment. Number 9, no need. There are many free trips or very cheap trips to China to have you brainwashed. Are you going to fight for more members of the DP to go to the mainland to have a look? I think no one would object to having a look or understanding more about mainland China, but we're worried about Hong Kong being ruled by the Western District. That is going to destroy one country, two systems. Any further response? If not, let's take a break.